What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Latin Explaining with Denise. My name is Denise Gonzalez. For those who do not know me, for those who do, welcome, guys. It's nice to be here again today. I see that we have the United States of Atlantic Creole Nationalist Party here. Welcome. I see that Morena is here. How are you, Corazon? I see that Jose is here too. What's up, JS? Thank you guys for getting the chat started. I see that Melanated Knight and Christina are also here. Welcome, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Today we have an amazing show. Before we continue, I'm going to say that don't go anywhere, because before this show ends, I'm going to have a special announcement of something that's going to be happening tomorrow on this channel. I see that JS says that Christmas music made me excited for my upcoming 2-week vacation from work on the 20th. Yes, yes, yes. Trust me, I cannot wait to take some time off and unwind and celebrate my festivities with my beautiful and handsome hobby. So definitely, I feel you, JS. You know, I can't wait for Christmas. The chica, I was reading Ramon's comment. ¿Cómo estás, Ramón? Qué bueno que estás aquí. Mañana hay un show especial que nosotros los boricuas vamos a disfrutar bastante. Así que don't go anywhere. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to have a very special show. Like I said, I'm going to have a very special announcement during the stream. So don't go nowhere. It's going to be in the news, and it's something that I want to share with you guys. But without any further ado, like I said, JS, I'm glad you're taking your vacation. I can't wait to celebrate with Melanated Night and have a lot of coquito, a lot of pasteles, and a lot of celebration as well. I see boxes and boxes coming in that Melanated Night apparently went on a shopping spree, guys. I'm going to tell you a little something. He went on a little shopping spree. And I'm tempted to open some of them because I can't, even though he told me not to lurk, I can't help but want to lurk into what the presents are. I know I'm bad sometimes. Yeah, I know. But anyway, to be honest with you guys, I can't wait for Christmas, and I am excited that we all made it throughout this crazy pandemic, and we're still here laughing and getting informed in things that matter. Now, without any further ado, guys, thank you for tuning in, but let's get this show started.
To the next level.
Speaking of big news, one of the big news that I wanted to share with you guys is something that got me really, really, really excited. Tomorrow, like I said before, we're going to have a very special guest because I don't know if you guys saw the breaking news that I shared today. There's so many things to cover, and who's better to cover things that are happening with our beautiful island than my dear friend, screenwriter, and actor from Carolina, Puerto Rico, currently living in Los Angeles, Mr. Jacob Fuentes. Yes, guys, he's going to be tomorrow our special guest. And if you don't want to miss this amazing stream that we're going to do together when I'm going to bring him on, make sure that you hit that bell for notifications and press all so that when we go live, you don't miss anything. So tomorrow we have a very special guest. Like I said, don't want to miss this because we're going to touch on a lot of things and we're going to discuss what's actually happened, what this represents for us Puerto Ricans, among other things. What future projects does he have, and other things. If you want to get to know my dear friend Jacob Fuentes, make sure that you tune in tomorrow because this interview is going to be amazing, guys. Now, moving from the amazing and the greatest and the talented, Jesus Christ, there's some people that actually have no talent, and their only talent is just, oh my God, doing stupid stuff. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about there is something going on. I know a lot of you guys have heard about the whole situation with the what's up with the mass shootings at school? I thought that, there was a point in time where America blamed Marilyn Manson. When I was growing up, when I was a early teens and, a full-blown teenager, there was a time where mass school shootings were blamed on Marilyn Manson. And Marilyn has been gone. Marilyn is gone. I think he's less relevant than Marilyn Monroe that has been gone. And these shootings keep on fucking happening. You know what I'm saying? So what are they going to blame it on now? Lil Uzi? Okay. And I know this is not funny, but I know that, Michigan actually was the latest victim of psychotic kids opening fire in school. And basically, I'm going to read what's happening. The parents of this kid are also facing charges of involuntary manslaughter because they failed to act on troubling signs. And basically, it sounds as if they were encouraging this kid, especially that mom. She gives me like psycho vibes. I'm going to read a piece of the New York Times article, and it says, the gun was an early Christmas gift from his parents, a semi-automatic 9mm side-sawer handgun. My new beauty, Ethan Crumley, 15 years old, called it. The day after Thanksgiving, he and his father had gone together to a Michigan gun shop to buy it. He and his mother spent a day testing out the gun, which was stored unlocked in the parents' bathroom. On Monday, when a teacher reported seeing their son search for an online ammunition, his mother did not seem alarmed. And she basically told this kid, according to the news article, I read it completely. She basically said, you know what? There's no problem with that. Just don't get caught. She literally, that's what she said. Just don't get caught. Okay, so Jesus Christ, this was something insane, in freaking sane. I say the radical Latino. He was like, I don't know who that is. You should have gotten Radical Latino here. His number is 17. Come on, Radical. Well, you're gonna get to know him tomorrow. I am very excited, like I said, and I know you guys are gonna be very excited too. To meet Jacob. So make sure you tune in tomorrow. But going back to this this kid, this is the people that breed psychos, the Ted Bundys of life, the Jeffrey Dahmers of life. And this is the modern version. And it like I said, when I was growing up, it was always blamed on Marilyn Manson. If you're a millennial that's on their early 30s, like myself, we're getting old. Uh, and for a fact that Marilyn Manson was the culprit in every school shooting. Now, guys, if you hear kids in the background, I mean, they're far away, but my neighbor has her kids in the background, in the backyard playing. So they're not mine. Don't come for me. I apologize for the noises if you happen to hear some. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, um, this is something that it has never stopped. It has never stopped, and it will never stop, in my opinion. This has been going in America for centuries. The first occurrence of a school shooting happened, I believe, at the hands of a Native American. If you look in American history, it was a Native American, the first kid that actually did this. So it's never going to end. Okay. And speaking of things that are just beginning and are not going to end, is our look at Radical. It's like Denise is gonna be the grumpy neighbor. Yeah, I mean, I am sorry. I have great neighbors. I can't complain. But sometimes conglomerates of children do bother me. Not because the children are a problem, but because I have a problem with conglomerates with children. So yeah, I'm gonna be exactly like that, Radical. Get off my yard! I'm gonna be that type of person. Trust me. So of course. Well, like I said, they're just kids. I just have to get used to it. But in all honesty, come on now. I think I don't know if people that are parents that are on my chat right now, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I think I will only be able to tolerate my children and not other people's children. Is that the standard for people, or is just me being bitchy? Let me know. Let me know. Now, speaking of things that begin and are not going to end any soon, I know I have spoken here about automation for a long, long, long time, and all the time, slow taps left and right always want to call me crazy. Well, now there was an article the CNN posted this week that says the world's first living robots can now reproduce. Scientists say the U.S. scientist who created the first living robot says the life forms known as xenobots can now reproduce in a way not seen in plants and animals. These little fuckers are actually recreating themselves. Okay. These robots, I don't know if you guys remember, I think it was in 2007. Someone correct me if it was 2007 or 2017, when they literally there were two freaking machines that started communicating with each other in a language that we could not understand, and the only way to stop them from talking was by shutting down the machine altogether, both of the machine. Yeah, look at Morena said yes, only my kid. Thank you, Morena, because I was always feeling like I was this Elvira or this Grinch, which is my favorite Christmas movie. I've said it many times. I am the Grinch who stole Christmas, but I am him when he's singing with the Whoville. Okay, like I already went, like my heart grew a few inches already. Uh, oh, in Facebook, there we go. In Facebook, they unplugged them. Yeah, they had to unplug them because of that, and now we have this occurrence. And I love the fact that we're innovating in AI and all this automation and technology and whatnot. However, I want people to answer to me, is this similar? I don't think it's, I wouldn't say that. Let's say this, is this type of news, do they make you uh a little bit concerned? Do you think we're getting into what we have seen in many apocalyptic movies regarding robotics and whatnot? Do you think this is the beginning of the end? Do you think this is something that we should have never discovered? Do you think we should keep moving forward because the benefit outweighs the risks? If you think this is a good thing and that I'm just fear mongering, or probably I'm just freaking out, or I'm PMSing hard, put number one in the chat. If you think that no, that this is something that we should be concerned, put a number two on the chat. Radical says the cover story was that they started to talk in shorthand, but Jet never turned them back on. Yeah, I would have never. Radical. Why would why won't we turn them back on? You don't know if they're calling someone. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know if these are the Decepticons. You, you don't know that. Oh look, JS thinks I'm PMSing. Oh my god, this is something it's crazy. I think I don't know, probably like I said, probably it's me, but I'm happy with the progress, but it does concern me the fact that we are developing things we don't understand. That is the part that creeps the hell out of me. But at the same time, I'm part of the problem because I keep everything I do keeps funding AI. The same that we're all doing. So at the same time, I can, and at the same time, cannot. It's the micro and the macro, the known and the unknown. Complain about what's going on with this whole thing called technology, automation, and so on and so on. Now, moving from so on, the micro and the macro. One person that's going both in the macro and the micro, we know already that Governor Andrew Cuomo actually was forced to resign because he was being a pervert at work. A lot of people, a lot of ladies came forward, and I know a lot of you guys actually saw what was happening with CNN and Chris Cuomo when, in regards of his contribution to his problem. So we know to his brother's problem. So we know that in the macro, Andrew Cuomo had to resign, but in the micro of CNN, Chris Cuomo was suspended this week because he was suspended indefinitely for his alleged involvement in Andrew Cuomo's sexual harassment case. And I'm going to explain to you guys what happened. Basically, what was happening is that Chris Cuomo, when he heard about the whole information, of course, he's part of the press. What he decided to do is that he said, yo, I'm going to text the primary aide of the governor, Andrew Cuomo, his brother. He texted Melissa da Rosa, and he was like, I want to help. I want to do something. So count me in. And his retarded ass actually plugged himself into this whole vortex instead of putting distance. And basically, she replied, Melissa De Rosa replied to him, hey, there are more women coming forward. Let me know if basically, I'm paraphrasing, of course, but she's basically asking, like, there's more women coming forward. Let me know if there's something in the press that it's coming out or whatnot. And he actually confirmed that in reality, no one came forward at that point. Like, I haven't heard nothing yet. And eventually he started helping, trying to help the narrative in order to help his brother. So that didn't sit well with CNN, of course, because the public was making a lot of pressure, putting a lot of pressure so that he could be fired. And he eventually ended up being terminated by CNN, which he said he literally did not apologize for it. He literally said that he thought he was helping his brother, and he never thought that this was going to be the outcome. And he was doing this out of the greatness of his heart, and he never thought that was gonna get him fired. Never. Imagine helping someone that's been charged with something. Let me just shut up. Oh my God. I swear to God, we have been pushed into the twilight zone. I swear. I just can't with people, man. I honestly can't with people. Now, speaking of things that the in and the out, Radical, the in and the out. Yeah. And let me tell you something. Now is not only one Cuomo's out, two Cuomo's are out. In the micro and the macro, they're both out of there. Now, speaking of things that are out, One thing that I saw this week that was out and I wanted to share with you guys as much as I also share on my Instagram is that the FDA panel backs pill for Merck that could be the first at-home pill to treat COVID-19. On a vote 13 to 10, the FDA panel backs a pill from Merck that will make this the first pill to take at home while experiencing mild to severe symptoms of COVID 19. The pill has also not been recommended for pregnant women because of the high risk of birth defects, among other safety issues. Now, there's a lot of controversy going around this whole uh, at-home pill and whatnot. A lot of people are saying that there's a lot of health issues associated with it. And basically, we must trust the FDA because they know what's better. We don't know anything. So we have to trust them with our bodies and our health, that they are telling us that this pill, the benefits outweighs the risks. That's basically what they're telling, what they're telling us. Do you trust the prestigious FDA? Do you trust them? If you trust them with your body and you will drink the at-home pill, put a number one in the chat. If you don't trust the FDA because you think your health is more important, you rather take vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin K, and zinc to prep your body to get COVID, then put a number two, because that's basically what I think. But I mean, I don't know. I probably don't know nothing. I probably don't know anything. But anyway, guys, that has been all for news today. Let's keep this show moving because, like I said, today is going to be a great show. And I'm going to make like a more brief segments so that we can get the most out of today's main topic. Speaking of sports, this week, first of all, I'm going to say something. Yesterday, it was a little wonky, my participation on Fight Night. You guys know that me and Melanated Night actually enjoy, love, and appreciate combat sports a lot. And we watch it religiously every Saturday night. But last night, for some odd reason, I was all over the place and I could watch fights in and out. I know that Rob Font lost his bout with Jose Aldo in the UFC yesterday. And I mean, regardless of what we saw, what I could see from the ins and outs that I was having, it wasn't, I think the first two rounds, Rob Font was destroying Jose Aldo. It wasn't until the third round when Jose Aldo's look at Radical. Oh, it's sports. I'm out. No, it's not sports. Radical, stop. So basically, Jose Aldo figured out like, hey, if I take him into the ground, I can do more damage there, and that's exactly what he did. For the last three rounds, that's what he was doing to Rob Font, and unfortunately that cost him that fight. I still think Jose Aldo is a pussy because of the way he reacts when he loses, but this was an amazing fight and we have to give him credit for that. He's a great fighter nonetheless, so And speaking of great fighters, today, are you guys ready? I recently posted a poll because I want people to know. And let me tell you something. When I did this with the last fight with Canelo Alvarez, I saw a lot of cheap motherfuckers that thought that they could come and vote for Canelo after Canelo won the actual fight. Don't fucking do that. Just take a bet. Just take a bet and don't try to, vote after. Just pick a guess. Who do you think is going to win? Go to my Instagram page and let me know in the poll that I just released if you think Gervonta the Tank Davis is going to win and knock out Isaac the Pitbull Cruz. So let me know, who do you think is going to win? Is Isaac going to bring it to Gervonta like Gervonta has never seen before? I don't know. What do you think? But today we have this amazing fight, and I'm all here for it. I swear this is something that, and I am sorry, people are gonna come for me. Oh, you're anti-Latino, you're blah 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 blah. I am sorry. Javonta Davis is the GOAT right now. And if we have to give credit to people that, where credit is due. I see this as a difficult fight. Isaac is not an easy fighter to fight, and one of the most dangerous things that Isaac the Pitbull Cruz is bringing is that he's freaking hungry. He's so hungry, and I mean, if Gervonta can keep up, says the person that doesn't bet. Come on, Melanated, I don't air my business out here. No, I don't bet. I don't believe in that. I don't like that. Kind of stuff. I don't like gambling or nothing. But going back to what I was saying, I mean, but it doesn't involve money, MK. It doesn't involve money. So, to be honest with you, I think Gervonta will win. And this is something that, I mean, it's my opinion. I will let you guys know tomorrow or next week, depending on how I feel about it. If it's a good fight or not. But I think this is going to be a good one. Do you think it's gonna end on a knockout? Do you think it's gonna? I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. But it's gonna be today at the Staples Center. So make sure that you go to showtime.com or show.com and purchase your pay-per-view, or if it's something illegal, I don't want to know. Anyway, but I see that Melanated Knight is bringing the point that I missed this fight. I missed Devin Haney and Jojo Diaz. And to be honest with you, because I missed this fight, I'm not going to comment on it. But the word on the streets, aka MK's opinion, this fight was a little unfair. And, when you have one fighter that's only covering himself from all the punches, that is not fighting. Okay. But like I said, I'm not going to go deeper into it simply because I did not have the opportunity to watch this fight. I will watch it on the ESPN app and then make my commentary later on. Probably, I don't know, guys. But that has been all for today for sports. Now let's go into... Now, guys, when slander and libel cost you. We know for a lot of people, this is something that it might be foreign. It might be something that people don't understand what I'm talking about. But before I start, I want to show to people the differences between slander and libel. And so people can understand, I'm going to be very brief with it. People have to understand a few things. Slander and libel are not the same thing, so I'm going to describe it. Basically, libel is something that's more like printed, written, or it's pictures or a magazine, or or a blog or an article, versus slander is something that's less intangible, like spoken words, gestures, broadcast, live stream when you talk shit about people and stuff like that. And basically, yeah, I'm being specific as much as I can, Morena, as much as I can, because I know I talk a lot. So basically, when, let's say, for example, I open the stream and I start saying Morena wears different shoes every day, and she stole my orange sock, and and Morena didn't do those things. Basically, I'm slandering Morena. But if I write down that Morena stole my orange sock and is selling it for profit, that is considered libel. That's basically the nature of it. Okay, one is written and it's more tangible, something that you can actually bring in a form that people can actually read or see. And slander is more like what I'm spreading and talking about. But they both have the same issues. Now, one thing I would say is that in different states we have different laws. And what people don't understand often is that you have freedom of speech. You can do whatever you want when it comes to slander and libel. And you can also damage someone's mental health, someone's life, someone's future. You can do anything you want by the things you say. Now, there are consequences, which is why I'm correlating this to this channel, because you guys know that I like to always keep your money in your pocket. I'm going to give you ideas on how to do so, and one of them is watch what you write and what you talk. Because to be okay, slander is spoken, print is libel. Exactly. Ramon, it's Spider-Man 2002. Oh my god. Anyway. Oh my god. So basically, guys, like, you can, like I said, you can do whatever you want, but at the end of the day, there are consequences. Because one of the things that the court and civil laws love to prosecute is not defamation but slander and libel. And the problem with slander and libel, that people don't understand, is that you cannot just sue the person in one aspect. You can sue the person in your jurisdiction. You can sue the person in their jurisdiction. You can sue the person based on where the headquarters of the media that they use is located at. You can also sue the platform that they use. There's so many streams of revenue that person can seek for a remedy on punitive damages and other types of damages after someone has slandered or committed libel against a person. And literally that will ruin your finances, because there's no say. Like, for example, if you lose a 50K, look, it will take you, in my estimate, it will take you anywhere from 4,000 to 30K to actually defend yourself from slander and libel. Anywhere from those. Your best bet will be, if you didn't, my advice is to settle out of court, uh, and try to not do that again. But if you cannot settle out of court, prepare yourself to pay hefty and significant, lawyer retainers and stuff like that. And on top of that, prepare yourself for the damages that you will have to pay. Because if you don't pay those damages, that person can ruin your credit for life. And it doesn't go away. Stay there for 10 years and they can actually redo it again. So, like I said, guys, and you might ask yourself, why am I bringing this stupid subject here? Well, it's not stupid at all, because I don't know if you guys have seen in the past few weeks, we have had basically an example of what I'm talking about, but in this case is blown all the way out of proportion. And trust me, it's going to come in many, 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 many avenues. And what am I talking about? Is basically the author of the very well known book called The Lovely Bones. Alice Sebold, or Sebold, whatever you want to call her. Anyway, her name doesn't matter. Alice Sebold wrote a memoir. She basically wrote a book initially that was translated into a movie called The Lovely Bones. And The Lovely Bones was very well known. A lot of people, started becoming their fans, like her fans and whatnot. And she built up her fandom and what have you. And she made millions and millions of dollars. Okay. And she sold 1 million copies of The Lonely Bones. I mean, the luck, whatever bones. What's up, police? She literally sold 1 million copies of that book. And that's what made her make the movie. Yeah, Christina, I saw that movie too, and I freaking hated it because it's so depressive. But apparently, every white girl out there love it. Love it. So, to be honest with you, she after that wrote a book called Lucky. And Lucky was basically her memoir about how she experienced being sexually assaulted in 1980, I believe 81 or 1980. And she randomly, after that incident happened, she could not identify her attacker. She could not do a lot of stuff. But then she was walking a few months after that. She was walking down the street and she thought she saw her assaulter. And she called the authorities and had this random man that she saw on the street called Anthony Broadwater arrested. Now, years passed and we're here today. Anthony was sentenced to stay in prison until he rotted. Like, we literally threw his life away. And 16 years later, Anthony Broadwater gets exonerated. Not because the judicial system, the injustice department, or the injustice system here in the United States, is not because they investigated the case and served him. It's simply because when Alice Sebold decided to make a movie out of her memoirs, Lucky, she had a full-blown cast already, a full-blown crew that were ready to work with her and whatnot. And eventually, what happened was that the executive director started asking questions that were holes in the story that Alice Sebold wrote and said about her life. And he needed that to enrich his film. So he was like, hey, I need to ask a couple of questions of things on how they happen so I can enrich the film. And that is something that happens because we all know, I mean, if you're in media, you know that every page of a script is basically 1 minute, and you need at least in today's market 120 pages. So you have to beef up, that script to actually have at least 2 hours on a memoir, which is something that has to be a little longer. So when they start asking her questions, they start noticing the holes in her story. And they hire a private investigator to investigate this case and actually look for the answers that Alice was not providing the production. And what the private investigator found was that Alice Sebold made up the whole thing. She didn't recognize her attacker because Anthony Broadwater was never near her vicinity. Anthony Broadwater was, not even. Give me 1 second, guys. Anthony Broadwater. Give me 1 second, guys. So, like I was saying, Anthony Broadwater never touched this lady. He never came near this lady. At all. And I said that wasn't enough. Sorry, guys. I said that wasn't enough. She didn't recognize him in a lineup. And law enforcement, actually, she recognized another person. She pointed out another person. But law enforcement decided, hey, no, this is the man that you're supposed to point out. And she redirected all her energy to Anthony Broadwater, and he was convicted. His life was thrown away for 16 years. And it took 16 years. It took a production company to actually change the life of this man. Simply because, and we know, and this is something that I was even talking about earlier when people were like, oh, like, you mentioned white supremacy. This is an example of the things where actual white supremacy does exist. We are literally seeing how, certain, Black girls get assaulted every day and they don't even pay attention to them. Even Latina girls get assaulted and disappear every day. Nobody cares about that. But, don't let it be a white chick. Oh my God, it reminds me of that movie, White Chicks. That movie is hilarious. No, but seriously, guys, the life of Anthony Broadwater was thrown away. And I want to say, to be honest with you, well, people were clamoring Alice Sebald to say something when this happened, anything in the days after Broadwater was exonerated. It took her 8 days of quote unquote contemplation on an innocent man, 16 years of full imprisonment, yielded a statement from Alice. And I'm going to read exactly what she said. I swear to God. The 50-year-old woman wrote, I am truly sorry to Anthony Broadwater, and I deeply regret that you have what you have been through. She went on to lament the fact that my own misfortune resulted in Mr. Broadwater's unfair conviction, for which he has served not only 16 years behind bars, but in ways that further serve the one and stigmatize nearly a full life sentence. After 8 days, get this woman the smallest violin. Get this woman the smallest violin. You know, and to be honest with you, this statement gestured towards a sincere apology, but not even felt short. This felt like an insult because it was missing the most important elements of truth and accountability. She put this man in that position. Where is her accountability? Hey, you know what? I'm committed to find Mr. Broadwater and give him whatever he needs, because he's not going to get 16 years back. But I'm going to give him whatever he needs to make his life better and start from nothing, because I put him there. And that's the least I can do. She managed to distance herself from the man that went to prison for a crime against her, which he did not commit. She literally blamed the systemic, quote unquote, racist issues in the American judicial system as the culprit. She literally said the system that sent an innocent man to jail. I saw when she said that. I saw those news. But never once acknowledged the fact that the system she speaks of is an inherently racist system. Okay? That omission alone, in my opinion, is a way of her excusing herself from the inconvenient reality that she, as a victim, also collaborated with, even if it was unwittingly. She participated on it. Yeah, Ramon, exactly. Exactly. She's still trying to make herself like, oh, it wasn't me, it was the system, that put him away and treated him this way, distancing herself from the whole situation when she was the one who got Mr. Broadwater that was minding his own damn business. She was the one that put him in that situation. She was the one that did this to him. She was the one that fucked up his life. Oh no, I'm so heartbroken. No, bitch, you should be ashamed. And I am sorry because I struggle to call women bitches, but this woman's a bitch. I've said it. Damn it. This lady, if we can call her that, this demonic, insidious lady is a see you next Tuesday, if you catch my drift. After all this year campaigning around the world, talking shit about Anthony Broadwater, she thinks that she can take her sweet ass time and 8 days to talk shit. And, eventually I'm going to grab my smallest violin. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let me just, have some white tears for this man. This system is so bad. Oh my God. The system had him for 16 years. Oh my God. I can't believe it. This is basically what this woman is doing. And this is not the first case that we have seen this white tears causing, like my dear friend BROTEP will call it, black pain. And I know a lot of people will be like, oh my God, you always talking about black people and their problems. Well, guess what? There are problems that happen to us as well. Last time I checked, the mass incarceration don't have a bunch of Asians. It's black and brown people. So miss me with the bullshit. But this is the type of lady that we have out there today that contributed to a system that was designed specifically with the intention of stigmatizing the image of black men being predatory. This is the type of woman that do that. Whenever you see the black community today destroyed, this is a collaborator to that problem. This is a collaborator of that problem. And the system will remain the same. We're 300 and something million people here, and we only have 800,000 police force out there. It's not enough. And we've seen a lot of people file false complaints. Look at Jussie Smollett doing the same shit, same bullshit that keeps contributing to this whole stuff. And what people don't understand is that this is not where it ends. I just had my little rant. You guys know I love to have my little rants. One thing I want to say is that how does that relate to when slander and libel costs you? Well, you guys know, like I explained to you, that a film adaptation of, her memoir, basically is the responsible piece of finding the actual proof of this case. Now, what happened is that eventually the crew and the cast for this memoir film that was going to happen, a lot of people, for example, Victoria Pedretti was supposed to play Alice, and she literally, back away. She literally turned the project away. The movie has been halted. Probably will never freaking happen. Sponsors are leaving this cunt. And I'm 100% sure Mr. Broadwater will be coming back with the slander and libel lawsuits. Trust and believe. That's what's going to be happening. And what's going to happen? She's going to go and live her life with a slap on the wrist from law enforcement. But what's going to happen in the civil court is that this lady is going to start squatting on a lot of lawsuits, because, like I said, slander and libel grants you the grounds to sue in so many different aspects. Everybody that talk about her memoir, her editorial house, places she went, broadcasts that she did, podcasts that she did, shows that she did, her person, where she resides, and where Mr. Anthony Broadwater resides. He can sue on all of those spaces, because that's what happens when you slander or libel against a person and have no freaking proof. And people keep on lying and don't understand the severity of the situation. Why do you think we have so many people being messy out there and then crying later, like, oh my God, one more? Like Tyrese was crying with the child support, I think. What more do you want from me? That's what we have people today. A lot of people, I've seen it with my own eyes. A lot of people has had their lives ruined because they decided to open their ass instead of their mouth and talk shit about others that they did not freaking knew. Shit, it has happened to me out here. You guys know it. So imagine. And this is the problem that's happening with today social media, with today's interactions. That's literally what is happening today. That is literally what is happening today. How many people today, are your Alice Sebold? How many people that you know today are your Alice Sebold? How many people? I see that Jose says, how about Alice Sebold being charged with forced complaint? We'll see. You see. Ramon says, the system that believe her. No, you know what's crazy? The state is basically saying that they're not going to pay Mr. Broadwater a dime. So you know already he's going to come after her. Alice Sebold right now is running faster than Kenyans on a marathon. You know how Kenyans always make you not even want to run in the marathon because there's no chance. You have no chance against them. That's Alice literally is the first white woman from America that has surpassed a Kenyan in how fast she's running right now. Oh my God. That's what Alice Sebold is doing right now. That's exactly what she's doing right now, folks. You know, and it's coming. Like I said, it's coming her way. It's literally coming her way. Jose says she can run but cannot hide. Yeah, absolutely. Blood Moon says The Lovely Bones is a great movie, so disturbing. Oh, I don't like The Lovely Bones. It's disgusting. I'm like, I don't even know. I think that's if you feel too happy after the holidays and you want to bring down your happiness a little bit so that you can go back to work and still feel like it's hell, you need to watch The Lovely Bones. That's the only way I see that movie being useful for something. Like when you're like, okay, you know what? I'm being too happy. Let me just watch The Lovely Bones. That's the only way. I swear to God, that's the only way. But guys, I wanted to share this with you because I want to know also what do you guys think about this case and the fact that we're seeing, unprecedented. I think 2020 brought out unprecedented amounts of unhappiness on people and lack of satisfaction. For a whole year, I would say for 18 months, we were forced to stay in the space that we own, no matter how it looked. And a lot of people had probably like a little studio, or a lot of people just have like a tiny apartment, or a lot of people have a cleaning closet, cleaning supply closet, and to be honest with you, uh, while being forced to see other people, in the basketball courts, at the beach, in their pools and whatnot. So we were forced to see the world, you know, and it started to bring like a lot of hatred from people. People started to feel a lot of jealousy, a lot of disgusting behavior started to come up. And yeah, I'm wondering the same thing. Blood Moon, where is BROTEP? BROTEP, he was supposed to be here. So it brought out a lot of hatred for people. It brought out like a lot of, I don't know, it brought out a lot of things from people. And to be honest with you, we've seen it in every way. We saw how people wanted to shoo out Dave Chappelle. We've seen how, Meg the Stallion did her accusations against, um, against Tory Lanez. Still nothing has happened. We saw, Kanye West being crazier than ever, you know. So, like I said, this is something that is not just in this corner of YouTube. We might think sometimes it's something that happens just here. This is happening in the world. This is happening to everybody. Don't take my word for it. Look at Mr. Kevin Samuels. He started his own platform based on, what he was seeing. He decided to take charge. And to be honest with you, it wasn't a complete issue for us to be honest, Latin explaining. Yeah, no, it wasn't a complete issue. But to be honest with you, what I was saying, to be honest with you, a lot of people come. I remember, I don't know if you guys follow Kevin Samuels. If you don't, you're missing out. Um, there was this dude, I don't know, correct me, the ones that follow him. Correct me if I'm wrong, when he was like, I think his name was Air Yoda, when he was like, oh, like I've seen this dude and he lives here, and he has a kid, and I have his wife that's saying that he owes child support, and he's gay, and he is this and he is that. And I'm like, look, you can't have a child, have an ex-wife, be a bad person, and be gay at the same time. If you're a bad husband, you're not gay. You married what you wanted. Today, in today's society, being gay actually is more praised than being heterosexual. Like, I don't know, gay is the new black now. Miss me with the bullshit. And it turned out to be that was not even his biological child. This is the type of shit that I'm talking about. You guys see us here making content for y'all, but in reality, y'all don't know our real lives. Y'all don't know our real lives. We have seen a lot of people. We just saw Jeffree Star last year making a whole series. But I don't know if you guys know the name. I don't know if MK, if you know the name of the dude, just drop it in the chat, or if somebody else knows it. But Jeffree Star is like this huge makeup guru that was making this whole, empire of his own makeup, and he made millions and millions of dollars. And he was making this whole series with, I think it was Sean. I don't even remember the name of the dude, but he was praised for being this pseudo coach, spiritual coach that was going to help you live your life and depot it from whatever. And people love him because he was positive and whatnot. It turns out that in real life, this dude was a motherfucker that was crazy. He did a lot of racist shit. On top of that, he was super rude to people. He had a lot of allegations of him being an attacker of a lot of people. YouTube because of his ongoing investigation against this dude. Not Jeffree Star, Blood Moon. The dude that he was doing the series with, I was supposedly spiritually coaching him to help him out. And people follow him. Like, he had millions and millions of followers because people thought he was a spiritual guru. It turns out this dude was a fucking criminal. YouTube deplatformed him. Imagine. That's what I'm saying. A lot of the things that you see here, and which is why I avoid showing a lot of things of my life, because I don't believe we need to use social media for this stuff, type of stuff. This is not real life. You don't know who is here. Caras vemos, disturbios mentales no conocemos. Caras vemos, disturbios mentales no conocemos. You can see a face, but you don't know how disturbed that person can be. You don't know what they go through in their day-to-day life. We know there's even in our community a YouTuber making videos out of his mama's cleaning supplies closet. In the meantime, he was just portraying himself to be the next Messiah. Exactly, Blood Moon. YouTube is just for entertainment. Shane Dawson. That's the dude. Thank you, MK. He has a better memory than me. Jesus, I don't know what I would do without him. Yes, Morena. Plenty people use YouTube to mask their true selves. Exactly. In here, you're supposed to just, take what you can, enjoy yourselves, Yes, Blood Moon, he did. And he's still being investigated. They deplatformed Shane Dawson because of how gross he is. And people were literally going to him for inspiration and spirituality. I'm like, I don't even know how. But I mean, I would have never guessed, to be honest with you, because we don't know. There's a lot of ladies that have, I don't remember the name of this lady. I saw it in the Pink Book Lessons. This lady that's literally scamming people. And she's being charged. Even a lady here that was talking shit about Kevin Samuels is being charged and was arrested. And she was talking about abundance and how she's not going to settle with a guy that doesn't make X amount of money because that man doesn't know anything about abundance. And if I want to spend $5,000 on Chuck E. Cheese for a birthday, I'm supposed to do that because that's abundance and whatnot. And if I want to spend money here and there, I'm supposed to do that. A few months after, she gets arrested, I think for racketeering and other things, committing fraud. That's the real life of a lot of people that love to play pretend. That's why we must concentrate on ourselves. Exactly. Michaela Pink. Look her up. You're going to laugh your ass off. You're going to laugh your ass off. But guys, like I said, please stay safe because I want to remind you guys of something. Regardless of what we see today in the internet, on social media, you have to protect your pocket. And it's something that, I'm telling you, we're going to see it with Alice. We've seen it with a lot of people. Cardi B is doing that with Tasha K. Tasha K decided to come at Cardi B with fabricated bullshit. And regardless of how you feel about Cardi B, and I get it, she's so freaking ghetto. Now, regardless of how we think of Cardi B, Tasha K made false accusations that she could not substantiate with proof. And Cardi B is not dropping the lawsuit. So she's going to have to pay up. Because that is slander. So before you talk about people, either on a blog or a picture or a paper or a broadcast or a live stream, make sure that what you're spreading is the truth. That's all I am saying. Now, guys, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to take 5 minutes. If you want to share your thoughts on this, you can jump in. I already shared the link. If you want to, ask questions, or, you want to know more about the case, or you want to just insert your opinion, whatever it is you want to do, you're more than welcome to jump in. We were waiting for BROTEP. I don't know if he had technical issues. Hopefully not. So, like I said, if you want to jump in, make sure that you click on that link. Now, guys, before I go into a much needed break because I need to rehydrate, make sure you follow me on Instagram, denise.gonzalez.villegas1, so that you can keep up with me with everything that's happening in Latin America and also our Latin diaspora, and sometimes to actually have fun. So if you don't follow me on Instagram yet, make sure that you follow me, because I'm going to take a break on Christmas, and that is the only place where you will find me. I'm joking. But yeah, I'm going to take a break. But to be honest with you guys, it's been hilarious. You guys know I always share a lot of funny shit in there that I'm not going to share here. But definitely make sure that you follow me on, yeah, Uli, you know me, Uli. I'm going to get that wine. I'm gonna get that wine. This guy said that's water. No, I'm joking. But definitely, guys, I'm gonna go into a very quick break. Right now, where I am at is 4:20. No pun intended. I'm going to be back at 4:25. So make sure you get your snacks, your drinks. Hit that like button, people. Hit that like button. Doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me grow my platform. So hit that like button and kiss the haters goodbye, because I don't know if you noticed, we're not having stupid comments anymore. But hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. And I'll see you back with the rest of the panel members at 4:25. We are back. We are back. We are back, people. Now, I see something that MK is saying. We have 3 likes and 14 people. I want those likes up. I understand, guys. Some people are just here to watch, but like I said, we take the time here. I don't ask for donations. They're not necessarily, you know, it's not necessarily required, but what it is required is that you contribute to the channel and hit that like button. So right now I see 9 likes. I want to see at least two more. Two more people that are watching, like, dislike, I don't care. And for the slow taps, that thing that bombarding the dislike button, let me tell you something, guys. Please, I know you're slow. We love you. You're slow. Okay, fine. But YouTube deleted it. Okay, YouTube took it out. YouTube took it out. Anyway, guys, thank you for the ones that just liked the video. Thank you very much for your cooperation, class. Thank you, Latin explainers. Hit that like button. And like I said, hit the dislike as much as you want. But I know you guys are slow. They did not realize that YouTube removed it. Now, guys, I see that I have already 2 people in the background. So I want to remind you guys that the views and the statements of the guests do not necessarily represent those of the channel and or those of the panel members, as some comments may be offensive to the changuitos, aka select groups of people. And as if that's not enough, also I want to remind you that by calling into the live show, you waive your rights to the use of your image and likeness for the purposes of this show. And I want to remind people again, in case they forgot, I'm sorry for all the disclaimers, that do not use my content without written permission. Unauthorized use of content will be reported for copyright infringement. Now, without any further ado, I want to welcome the one, the only, Mr. Mayor of Frostyland, aka Parchester, Jose Ron from the North.
Good evening, Denise. How are we doing tonight?
I am good. How about you?
Oh, I'm fine. It's 16 days until the first day of winter.
Oh my God. And I'm going to keep moving. As if that wasn't enough, I'm bringing someone that, comes from the warmth of paradise. My fellow brother, cyber brother, introvert Boricua, aka Ramon. What's up?
Hey, you guys. Hey, Denise. Thanks for having me up. ¿Cómo está, don
No
José? ¿Todo
problem.
bien?
Muy bien, muy bien. Falta 16 días para el primer día del invierno.
No, no. Well, you can have all of that invierno do yourself, because I don't want none of that. I don't want none of it down here. I mean, it can get a little bit colder, like in January, where it's gonna go like a couple dozen degrees. It may right now it's actually it's still in the 70s down here. I love it. And I want
me
to
too.
remain like that all of the winter.
I want to welcome someone that was my initial co-host. The slow tips try to keep him away, but he, the mighty, the one, destroyed the slow tips path and traps and made it to our beautiful stream. BROTEP.
Good evening, BROTEP. Long time no see over here.
What's going on? Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me get this feedback off.
No problem.
Give me a second.
Oh, something happened.
You see, he's fighting with the slow taps.
Yeah.
He's fighting with the slow taps left and right. He's wielding that sword of common sense and intelligence and destroying slow taps. While BROTEP is fighting the slow taps and combating, Oh, you're here?
You guys are funny. Listen, what kind of feedback are you getting? How's my sound going?
No, your sound is perfect. Your sound is perfect.
Cool.
Now, one thing I wanted to ask you, BROTEP, because I know this is a topic that you brought to my attention.
Yeah.
So I want to give you the space to actually say your piece.
All right, no problem. It's been coming to my notice that the problems that we're having in society, they come in threefold. One, economic. The second is societal. Third is more like interpersonal, right? And when I say interpersonal, what I mean is we, black and brown people, should leave some of this fighting to the dominant society. Okay? These black feminists, they need to wake up and see that the problems we're having with misogyny and woman hatred, these are issues that the white woman has with her man. Has nothing to do with when did black and Hispanic, my fault, Latino, black and Latino men have the power to oppress their own women, at least on a massive scale? You may have domestic violence here and there, but when did we have the power to systematically oppress our women? So when you have the feminist movement, at first it started all right with the suffragette movement, first and second wave. Those things were fantastic. Those things were great. But we're talking more about the recent the recent feminist movement, whether it's the third wave or whatever wave this is, where they have dudes coming in and taking over, and no shade towards the LGBTQIA or trans community, but now in the feminist movement they have dudes coming in. And there's a guy in Britain who he wanted to prove a point. It's a rapper. And he came into a competition, whether it's local or regional or maybe international. And he said, look, I identify as a woman today. I want to power lift. He got in the competition and power lifted the living daylights out of those weights. And he beat everyone, every single one of those women. He beat their score and then left. Once they approached them for commentary, he says, no, I'm a guy again. All right. He was trying to prove a point. That's one of the brain fuckery that's going on with things like the modern feminist movement and the SJW quote unquote movements here. So when you have things like what's happened with Alice Sebold, the author of Lovely Bones and several other pieces of work that have been optioned for film and TV series, and you have someone like that, and it turns out that she's built her entire empire, her entire media, multimedia, and literary empire on the back of a man whom she falsely accused, a black man whom she falsely accused. Do you guys see where this is going? Because black women en masse or en masse haven't done this to black men. I mean, of course, you have what is it called? The divest movement, where they're calling black men bullet bags and all these different things. Okay, that's fine. But in response to what? One of them came on a show that I had with, or I was a guest on, Radical Latino show, and one of them came on and said that the reason why there's such animus between black men and black women is because black men are, by and large, the ones responsible for black women's death nationally in the United States. Huh. Well, that's news to me. That's news to me. And you have many of these people forming enclaves on YouTube, and they are propagating all this misinformation about black and brown communities, and they are doing the white supremacists' work for them. They're doing the man-hating, the black man-hating, black woman-hating, white feminists' job for them. The other misunderstanding that black women suffer is that they think they have an ally in the white woman. You don't. Alice Sebold could never have done what she's done if we had the support of black women in the community. Once this broke out, I'm pretty sure, because the Ahmaud Arbery case proved it. Many of these other cases proved it, where you see black DAs, black litigators, black prosecutors, and they're all female. So you mean to tell me this Alice Sebold thing happened, no sister got wind of it? Of course, a sister somewhere got wind of it. A sister in power got wind of it, and they did nothing. What did they do? This guy spent 16 years. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 years. How many presidents is that? How many movies is that? How many Super Bowls? Right? So this guy spent 16 years. How many children is that? Some of you who have children, what age are your children? That's 2 years away from the kid getting out the house going to college. 16 years behind bars. And for those of you who are unaware, prison is not kind to people who have rape cases or rape charges or sexual assault allegations. Even if it's just an allegation, if it's in your jacket, once you're in the prison, it's your ass, literally, in some cases, right? So you have this guy who spent that time in prison braving whatever hell, whatever adventurous misadventure hell that those charges brought him. And what he got was an apology, first from the DA. When he came out after 16 years, he spent another 8 or something years, something like 30 years in total, that this man's been living under a charge that he didn't commit. And she said nothing, even after people had come through, because intermediately, between then and what just came out now, there had been rumblings of, hey, this may not be true. She never looked into it. Alice Sebold, the white feminist female writer. Now, the thing is, to my knowledge, she hasn't declared herself a feminist, but through her writings and through the, what do you call it, the subject matter of the stuff in her media, the media that she's surrounded her work with, I figured out this is a feminist. This is an empowerment, a female empowerment person, a white female empowerment person, to be more specific. And so she said nothing. Now she gave an apology. What about some of that paper, son? What about some of that paper? This dude can't have any kids anymore. I don't know if Alice Sebold, the white female feminist, has children. But this man's legacy, and you have to also respect this. Hey, divestment people, right? Female divestment people. Black men are bullet bags people. This black man is with a black woman who is his age. He's in his 60s now. To my knowledge, men in their 60s can still have children. And this man is not leaving her for a younger woman to have children with. He's hitched with her for life. That's his soulmate. He's like, that's my queen. I ride or die with her. So he said, we can't have children. He didn't say she can't have children. She's in her 60s. He said, we are past the age where we can have children. That was a little parenthesis that I opened up for that. And so now this guy can't have children anymore. The bulk of his life is gone. His prime years, when he was supposed to do something to contribute to society, whether it's through the labor force, whether it's creativity, right? We'll never know if this guy had any creative aspirations. How will we? He's in his 60s now and spent the bulk of that life in prison, behind bars, on account of something he did not do. That's just one thing. There are many cases like that right now where, I mean, even if we go past right now and we go a few years back, you guys remember the two football players who had, I think it was three black football players who ran a train on an white Italian girl in a bathroom. And all three guys were like, look, she pulled us in the bathroom. Now, first of all, these guys are Absolutely. When you let your other head think for you, you are literally fucking stupid. And that's what these guys were. They should have realized that we are no longer in a free country. After, the, what do you call it? The Unite the White rally, after the literal insurrection at the Capitol, those two events, you're no longer in a safe country for black people. So why is it you would think you can run a train in a bathroom with a white girl? But you know what? I'm not going to be the one to blame the victim. So these guys, they're off the hook right now. The only thing is, that girl was emblematic. Another white woman targeting black men. Hey, have anyone thought to catch up on the lady who had Emmett Till murdered? You guys realize this woman is still alive, living her best life right now? She outlived everybody. She outlived her first husband. She married. I don't know who would marry this, but someone did. Someone bit the bullet. Someone took one for the team, and she got married again. That guy died. Her children died. She had children. They're gone. The men who carried out the lynching, they all died. By the way, a happy ass Sambo was part of that lynching party. Just like black authorities said, you got to keep an eye on these old niggas. Because an old, trustworthy Sambo was one of the men who carried out the lynching, along with those white men. That was a parenthesis. I'm going to close it up and go right back here. These white feminists, they are low-key targeting black women, and they're doing it through black men. But one of these days, we're going to find out. I mean, many of us have woken up to the whole fact that we don't have any allies. Black and brown people, that's it. We don't have model minority allies. So all the Asian people, no offense to them, but, they're out here acting like honorary Aryans, just like Hitler declared the Japanese. So we can't really count them as allies. Arabs, can we count Middle Eastern people as allies? I mean, Tucker Carlson already extended a white supremacist olive branch to the Afghanistani, whatever. Who cares? He extended an olive branch to the Afghans who have been, pursued by the Taliban when the Taliban took over their whole country. And now they're here. And they're going to be replacing black people in those encampments called ghettos, right? All these little encampments called projects and ghettos. Well, now it's Afghans. So are they our allies? No, they're not. So Tariq Nasheed, for example, is very right. Hold your own nuts. I believe the more specific term he quoted was hold your own nuts, nigga. And we have to start saying it to a lot of these groups. That's one thing. The second thing is a lot of these divestors, they got to hold their own nuts too. But the more important thing to remember is you can't put a price on stupid. Stupid is priceless. Makes you laugh, gives you material for your YouTube shows, and it shows people it's sort of like life is a game of poker. And you have to praise God for stupid people because they play their hands. So people like divestors, people like white feminists, they have played their hands, and then now we're wise to it. I think that's all. If you guys can't tell, this stuff has been kind of like a weight of an anvil on my chest, and I have to get it off my chest. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it off and pass that back to my co-hosts.
No. Thank you, BROTEP, for that. Perspective, and it's something that I want to address. A comment that I saw when Blue Moon asked Was it Blue Moon or was it Morena when they were asking basically? Okay, Morena asked, "Oh my God, so his sentence is due to the lack of support of Black women." She was surprised. And Blue Moon said, "I'm sure there were many men in power who also did nothing. Why do women need to be the ones to help this man?" And I just want to say, you know, I don't understand, and I'm gonna talk to my Latina ladies here that I appreciate, and I want you guys to understand something. Do you guys remember when we saw the Argentinian and Puerto Rican actor Julian Gil marry Marjorie de Souza? Marjorie de Souza was this Mexican beautiful hot chick that married him, obviously because he was going to provide her with a career in the spotlight. And in reality, she got pregnant and she knew Julian was a womanizer. That's just what he's known for. Name me one time when you thought that Julian here was not a gigolo. He used to work at a brothel. She knows what Julian Hill was. So miss me with the bullshit that she thought he was gonna be monogamous. Julian Hill has never been known for being monogamous. She knew what she was walking in, and we all supported Julian Hill because this woman is literally keeping him from seeing his son while making sure that every time he does a job, she investigates to take some of his money. Even though he's already paying a lot of money, he sued himself to give her child support. So if we can support a man like Julian Hill and her new partner, if you don't believe me, go to every single post of Univision or Molusco or anybody in the Latin community that has talked about Julian Hill and Marjorie de Sosa. You will see that people are supporting Julian left and right, men and women. If as women we can support when another woman does this to our men and back him up and start looking for facts and investigating before believing whatever the hell comes out in the press, I think Black women should follow suit. That's how you go at things, because Black men are under siege. And it's not a pretty sight.
I do want to reply to that. I could not see the comments while I was speaking. So, I was kind of like, I was lost in it. And, off the top of the head too, so I was way too distracted to look at who was chiming in the comment section. However, now that I've seen the comment section, here's the thing, Morena. White women have been notable. They've been exceptional in the fact that they're one of the only groups of people who will stand by their man while he's standing on someone else. And that is when he's wrong, she will stand by him. So imagine when he's right. This Black man was right, but had no one to stand by him, except personally his own Black woman, but whom he met later, not even during the trial. He had nobody. No one said that it was Black women's fault or women's fault in general why he got that sentence. No one said this, and I didn't say this. Even speaking off the top of the head, nothing was written. I still watch my words, and I never said it's Black women's fault or women's fault in general that he received the sentence. It was a specific woman's fault, Alice Sebold, but I never said women or Black women were at fault for his sentence. And also, if any of you have been paying attention to the Ahmaud Arbery case, there's too much support being given to horrible people. Many people came out to support those three murderers, including a Black woman who waved at them. That was their neighbor. Now, the thing is, I get it. She grew up, she's old, so they grew up, in their care, maybe. I don't know. But this old Black woman, non-FBA, by the way. So I don't know why Tariq hasn't picked up on that yet. It probably slipped under his radar. But this non-FBA woman, I don't know if she's from Trinidad or something like that. She waved over to the men who lynched Ahmaud Arbery. The lynching that we all saw, all, I don't know, 4 billion of us on the planet who have internet access. The other 2 billion, I don't know, what's, they may be impoverished or whatever. Around 4 billion of us, this was international. We saw this lynching. This black woman went on the stand and waved to the killers because she knew them. Waved and smiled, hey. And then after being cross-examined by the prosecutors, hopped off. She gave a little hop. And the prosecutor, the lead prosecutor, said this in her closing arguments. Yeah, you guys saw that, right? I didn't miss it. Did you miss it? She hopped off. That is Team McMichael. The McMichaels were the murderers, are the murderers. No one said that black women or women in general are responsible for this man's misfortune. But what I'm saying is the lack of support kind of like exacerbated this man's misfortune. The second prosecutor in the case of the Arbery killing, the Arbery lynching, that's a black woman. And, I was very proud that first of all, she's very well spoken. And yeah, I'm not oblivious to the fact that if it was a white person who said this about a black person, we jump down his throat. But it nonetheless, it's worth noting. She's very well spoken, very articulate, very charismatic, and very sneaky. She snuck in something that the judge had to allow in. All right, the judge, one, had to strike it off, but he had to let it remain. And it was the question: let's say Ahmaud Arbery was stealing. Do you think theft is worthy of the death penalty? And
that's what I think when people, every time that somebody gets killed, either a Latino, like the 13-year-old Latino kid that they kill,
who
or
was it the boy Adam? Was it Toledo?
Toledo, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember when he was killed? And people were like, well, I mean, he was doing criminal things, blah, 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 blah. And I was like,
that's coon talk. That's coon talk.
That's what I said. I'm like, do you know that people that are guilty are also supposed to be arrested? I'm like, I don't know why that hasn't occurred to people yet.
No, but
Inquisitor, I told you in the private chat, you cannot have your child in the camera. You ignore the private chat. If you want to come up, make sure he's off camera, and then I can let you in. This is not a show for kids, and you can't show a baby in here. So
wow, Inquisitor is here. Inquisitor, Mr. Let's get the charcoal out of here. Have you explained that comment yet, Inquisitor? Have you explained that comment yet? Once you get your child off of the camera so that we can avoid YouTube's child endangerment laws. I'd like to have you explain that comment to me. Yeah. Fellow Christian, fellow Catholic, right? We are all brothers in Christ, right? Calling someone dark-skinned charcoal.
Excuse me, BROTEP.
Yes, sir.
I just want you to understand that not all of us who claim to be Christian think the same way.
Mm-hmm. No, listen. Mm-hmm. I know. It's just I want his input, because we were on another platform, and when I asked too many intelligent questions on that platform and I got kicked off, he turned to one of his other, I don't know, Hispano taps. And he said, glad we got the charcoal out of here. Right? So I just wanted to know, him as a fellow Christian, fellow Catholic, where did that come from? And if he can advise me as to why that comment was made. All right. So that it's just to him. And I'm not casting aspersions on any Christians, by the way. Hey, Inquisitor, what's going on?
Inquisitor, close close YouTube. Close the tab of YouTube. Just I have this one open. Now, can you hear us?
Okay.
Oh, I hear myself double. Close every other tab and just leave the StreamYard one open.
Yeah. The problem is that I can't get my my phones to, my earbuds to work. For some reason, it wants to go either like on speakerphone, or it wants
Uh-huh.
to go like I have to hold the phone to my head. It does not want to do my earbuds. But is
And you
this good or
cannot
no?
do no, because we can hear ourselves. I can hear myself right back. Like I hear
Yeah,
Ah,
when
lots of
this,
echoing.
yeah, it's a lot of echo, and it doesn't like
It
the
sounds like
public
you're in a
doesn't.
cathedral,
Yeah,
Inquisidor.
the public is not gonna enjoy that audio. It's gonna ruin the string because everybody's gonna sound talking on top of each other. So
And Inquisidor, you can do the Gregorian chant later. Get out the corridor. Get out of that. Get out of that cathedral. All that echoing.
yeah, yeah, la capilla, salte de la capilla Sistina. Este, look, um,
Yeah, where were we? Actually, so yeah, Jose. No, I'm not casting
oh my
aspersions
God, look at
on Christians,
Ulises.
by the way.
Look at Ulises. It's like
Ulises says,
Denise is providing tech support too. Hey, my computer is a little
right?
slow. Come on, that's a force of habit. I'm a sound engineer. I
Denise is a
can't.
Jane of all trades.
I'm
BROTEP.
sorry.
Yeah.
I hear
Yes.
everything and it annoys me too.
BROTEP. I
Yes,
just
sir.
said that I'm not trying to cause any, any static or anything like that. I think people know me as an individual, and and I try to, you know, maintain myself, with a certain standard. And it's unfortunate certain people who claim to be Christian make unfortunate remarks.
Yes, sir. Unfortunate remarks and unfortunate choices. You know,
Yeah.
choices to follow groups, sociological, ideological groups, not sociological. Yeah, just ideological. They choose to combine Christianity with certain ideological sects, sects. Just YouTube, right?
Code, code,
YouTube. You got to be
code.
careful.
You gotta
Yeah.
say code.
Right?
Well, whenever there's a opportunity, just like to give my 2 cents regarding this whole situation.
Absolutely.
Um, okay. It is extremely unfortunate that an innocent person spent a good portion of his life in prison for a charge of an assault when he was clearly innocent. And the fact of the matter is, for this Alice Seabolt person, I mean, I don't know how she can sleep. She can go to sleep at night thinking based on her false accusation. A person of color was sentenced for 16 years. Of course, we all know that the mentally and intellectually challenged are going to have an issue with what we are saying. But you know what? They can kiss my hairy butt, and the fact of the matter is, I hope that this individual sues her and get everything on money, even though we know that it would not replace the fact that he lost a good portion of his life. But maybe it might take something like this, that maybe an individual would think twice before making false charges against anyone, particularly a person of color.
Yeah, and not to flash my actual feminist badge here, but there's even a third injured party in this whole thing, which is the mass of actual victims. Every time you make a false accusation, then there's a stigma out there against actual people who are survivors,
Hmm.
where oh, remember, like someone who's actually been victimized may come forward, like they survived the assault, and they come forward, and then of course society goes, well, remember Alice Sebold? I mean, how credible is this person, right?
Yeah.
So there's even a third injured party there. It's not only society and I forgot the gentleman's name. I'm sorry, guy, that I forgot your name. That Alice Sebold is the prominent name in this whole ordeal. But it's not only him and the broader society, but the mass of actual survivors. So that's 300 parties that, three birds with one stone. This woman, killed. And like I said before, come off some of that bread. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, some of that Lovely Bones money. Like, I think that's the name of the series that she had based off her book. You know, them royalties gonna have to go to this brother. Or maybe 75% of it will go to that brother, and then
That's what I
25%.
said. That's
Yeah,
what I
you know.
said because it's something that people don't understand. Look, you
Yeah.
can say whatever you want about people, and you can
Mhm.
cost them that it can cost them their freedom, their peace, whatever. It can cost them whatever. But one thing that you must understand is that when they come back, it's gonna cost you more because you will have to pay
Yes.
up.
Yes. She's gonna have to pay up. Look, she's made enough money. You feel me? She's made enough money. She's been making money for the past decade and a half or whatever, however long that the Lovely Bones has been optioned for a TV show, and then there are two movies in the works. And
Yeah.
that's the other thing. I don't know how many of you guys and gals have been keeping abreast of what's going on with the case, but the only reason why this brother is even out of prison, or no, he's been out of prison, but the only reason why that charge is no longer hanging over his head is due to an actual ally. There was an actual ally who was working in the production of it's called Lucky, the movie that she's working on, or the movie that's being worked on based on her book.
Yeah, we discussed it, and,
Oh,
it
you?
was
Oh,
thanks to
yeah,
him.
yeah.
It
Okay.
was thanks to him that it was discovered
Hmm.
because this injustice system,
Yep.
doesn't necessarily even investigate. It took up
Mm.
look, our law enforcement is so incompetent that a film crew did a better job.
Better job than the actual
Okay.
investing. Yo, that's just that's just crazy.
I'm just pointing
A
it out,
film
okay?
crew and a marginally successful, marginally talented. Sorry, dude. Marginally talented writer was a more
Next
efficient.
time, BROTEP, next time when we need something, we're gonna ask an actor or a,
Yeah,
or
right.
a or a gaffer.
Yeah, have a performer, have a performer conduct the actual interview. They don't call them interrogations now. They call them interviews, right? A play on words, right? Have an actual performer perform the interview, and as far as the investigation, let's get marginally successful writer and like the gaffers, and then the coffee guy. It seems like they're more competent than the actual people who conducted the investigation, like the guy who's fetching coffee, the guy who's holding up the microphone.
Yeah.
We're better off with them coming up with some actual factual proof of whatever actually happened.
Yeah.
And let me get back to the comment section here. I don't know if I've successfully answered Morena's Morena. Have I answered your question, or whatever have I addressed the comment that you made in the comment section successfully, properly, or
She
whatever?
also said that's fact. That's a fact, BROTEP. Now the victims might not be taken seriously.
Yeah,
Shaking my
absolutely.
head.
Absolutely.
Um.
That's
So
the third injured party. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah. So guys, I'm gonna start wrapping this up. Um. I'm gonna give everybody 5 minutes
All right.
for their closing statements. So Jose, final, well, only because I see that Ramon and Rakim cannot talk, but I have to wrap this up under 2 hours and 30 minutes. So Jose, final thoughts, then Ramon, then Rakim, and then I'm gonna let Brotep close. I'm gonna give mine and Brotep will close. So Jose, final thoughts.
Well, first of all, thank you for allowing me to be on this stream. Uli, what I was referring to was my hairy behind. Okay. Now, let me just address the so-called, my so-called Christian brethren. Okay. We need to be mindful of what we say because, you know, with the tongue we can bless people and we can curse people. It says so in the Bible, so we need to be more careful of what we say. Now, as far as this topic, it's a shame that a person, anyone, was falsely accused and spent 16 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. And it just shows you how unfair, criminally unfair the justice system is. I just, I appreciate, seeing you guys. I just want to remind everybody that I'm going to be live this Tuesday, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time p.m., 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, and 8:30 Central Standard Time. And the topic will be about New Year's resolutions. Should we do them? Should we not do it? So it's going to be a more of a lighthearted discussion. BROTEP, I'll send you the link. So if you wish to participate, you can do so, or if you just want to enter your comments, you will do so. Well, I'll leave that to your discretion. And again,
Absolutely.
people, we need to be mindful of what we say. And if we're going to say anything, make sure that we have facts to go with it. And as far as my Christian brethren, let us watch our words. And of course, I gotta close the same way.
One more minute, Jose.
Okay, okay. I'm not gonna give my statement. I'm just gonna say good night.
Oh, wow. Okay, Jose, thank you very much. Now, Ramon, we could not hear anything from you, but now you have 5 minutes. What are your thoughts and your closing statements on this? Ramon?
Yeah, it's just that I
Oh,
was muted. Hey.
good.
No, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna be needing 5 minutes, but focusing on the subject, on the actual subject of your stream, um, definitely the guy was done wrong. There was an injustice that was committed. And to sum it up in just a few words, he definitely should be able to be compensated for all the years that he lost, that he wasn't able to be productive and to be able to build a life for himself. So unfortunately, I don't know in which state was he located, which part of the country, in which the government, the state government, I don't know. They're not trying to give him anything. They're not trying to. They don't want to let him have anything for all the years that he lost being wrongfully imprisoned. But that should be corrected too. Something he should be allowed to have something for the rest of his days, because it was an injustice. I mean, it was also, I don't know what is with the laws that the accuser, apparently she's not going to be able to be held accountable. I mean, to my understanding, that's something that one can go to, gonna have to go to court. I mean, isn't that something that should be an arrestable offense? Isn't that something that people should be judged by? I mean, you were just talking about slander and libel. I mean, those things are things that can be taken to court and sued about. Okay, I know that more towards the beginning you mentioned something about the cost of it, but like still, no. And on this is one thing is trying to sue somebody for slander or libel because somebody says something that they didn't like. But this is a situation in which somebody actually went to jail for a long time, so this should be corrected. Some other process and remedies should be done to help this man that was just allowed to step out of the cage. And but just wanted to focus on what the subject that you were actually talking about. If it's okay, I'll just go to backstage. But last thing is, I appreciate you letting me on your panel, and we'll keep talking in a minute. Thanks.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Ramon. I agree with you 100%. Now I'm going to let Rakim have his 5 minutes because he also cannot talk a lot. I talk a lot, and both have missed out on a big chunk. So he needed to put his opinion out there. So Rakim, final thoughts and also your take on this situation.
Okay, thanks once again, Denise, for letting me jump onto your stream here, and thank you for allowing me to, have an opinion on your platform. Well, my opinion of the situation is that if I was this gentleman, I would be trying to fight as much as I possibly can. I would be going to every news outlet. I would be seeing if it's any lawyers that can take up the case, because I would be suing the damn brakes off of that state. Um, for compensation because he lost what 24 years of his life. He lost damn near a quarter of his life over false accusations. In my personal opinion, that woman needs to be locked up. She needs to be put in jail. And any other people that decides to make false accusations against, it no matter what race it is, against any person, needs to be put in jail, especially when it comes to things like sexual assault and things like that. Whatever that they was going to give that person, that needs to go to the person that made that false accusation. So if they was going to get 20 years in jail, that person needs to get 20 years in jail, and people will start thinking twice about making false accusations. And shout out to BROTEP. As far as what BROTEP said with the divestors and all of these other people that, I'm gonna just say it like this, because usually I don't, I try to, maintain my cool because I don't want to, come on people's platforms acting all ghetto. But fuck them, period, point blank. Fuck them, straight like that. I'm against anybody that oppose me, that's opposition to me, and people that look like me. I oppose them as well. I match energy with energy. So that goes for the divestors, that goes for the slow tips, and that goes for any other person that tend to have an issue with black men as a whole. If you feel that you can't identify the difference in people, or you can't specifically target one particular person that you don't like, it's fuck you. It's just straight like that. It ain't no other way around that. And I'm past the stage of trying to get people to understand or trying to have dialogue with certain people, because there's certain people that don't want to understand a damn thing. They just want to spew rhetoric out of their own ignorance, their own insecurities. And a lot of the times these people don't have shit going on in their personal lives. They're broke, and they're broken people in general. So you can't take people like that serious. Like, so middle finger to them all. And this ain't our first go around. This ain't our first rodeo. We done had opposition since 1619. We're going to continue to have opposition. So lace up your boots and prepare for battle, and period, point blank. And that's all I got to say.
Thank you so much, Rakim.
Oh
Rota,
yeah.
you were gonna say something?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Rakim's absolutely on point. He took some of my closing. Yeah. Hey, man. Certain minds think alike. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's what happens when intelligent folk,
Yeah.
are talking amongst each other. It's
Yeah.
like, damn it, he did it first. I hate to be last on these lineups.
Yeah. Yeah. So, some of what he said I probably won't touch on. I can't say it better than he said it. Especially with the fuck him. Yeah. Yeah, dude is right. My man is right. My man Rakim's right. We don't have time. It's too late in the day. Listen, the people, the entities who want to separate black and brown people, those entities, those villains, they already have too much ground that they covered. It's too late in the day. We don't need any more saboteurs in our camp, burning daylight, messing up our machinery, destroying our defenses. That's all they do. Coming out there, oh, you need to divest. You need to. Okay, so basically, you have chimed in and held hands with the white supremacists and saying that black men abandon their babies, Hispanic men beat their women. Black and brown people, they don't have Christian values, and therefore they can't stay together. The divorce rates are higher in the black and brown communities because of this. You've held hands with those people as a saboteur and a traitor. You've held hand with the enemies of our people, and then you propagated that image and propagated that message. And then now you have the nerve after all that to say, well, you guys need to go out. Why are you recruiting people from the camp? You said can't maintain commitment. If we can't maintain a marriage, why do you want us to go outside of the community of married? But we'll cover that when it comes to divestment some other time. What I'd like to do is thank Denise for hosting this, right? This was amazing. As much of it as I caught, it's amazing. I like how you structure the show and how you hosted, how you mediated and moderated. Mediation was probably not that necessary right now because it was intelligent people and well-behaved, well-mannered people on this panel. Usually we have the slow taps and the mix and mics who come through.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
yeah, but not today.
not today. Today, it was top tier only. It was top shelf. It was chef's kiss. Mwah.
Yeah, we didn't have even enough time, imagine. To have everyone said more.
Yeah, I wish there was more time, right? So thanks to you for holding that down. I appreciate it. I came to you like, hey, can we do this? You were like, hell yeah. You provided a date and time and we got it. We knocked it out the park. You know what I mean? And then now for, the panel, I loved the different aspects that different people brought. Jose, I didn't really get a chance to the other gentleman, not Rakim, not brother Rakim, but the other gentleman.
Introvert Boricua, Ramon.
Yeah, Ramon. I didn't get to hear too much of him, but as far as Jose and Rakim, other panelists, fantastic. I would love to have them as part of a usual thing that we put together to touch on the topics of the day. Lots have been going on. I don't know if you people have been keeping track of. There were no less than 4 court cases going on here. The Ahmaud Arbery case, the Kyle Rittenhouse, the Charlottesville people got taken to the cleaners. And we have the Alice Sebold case, and there are many other cases that have been going on. The murderess, Amber Geiger, who got a Bible from the judge and a hug from the family of the man she murdered in his own house. She had the gall, the unmitigated gall, to try to get the decision overturned. And the judge said, nah, fuck out of here, right? So many of these things have been going on, and we need the panel, and we need Denise, and we need me to come on. Radical. I don't know. Radical's been kind of taking care of other business, but we need him to chime in there. And we need to get this thing going. That moves me on to this community. I love what we got going on here. It's top. We're the cream of the crop. Whatever that field is of vegetables, we're the cream of the crop. All right. And I love that we touch on many different topics, and I'd like to see more of that. And I want to see more support for the community. All right. So we have channels like Latin Splaining with Denise Gonzalez. We have my channel, my new channel, and I've dropped the link in the private chat. I can't drop it in the comment section on YouTube as yet. But
for the public that's watching us, it is pinned at the very top of the chat, like the highlighted comment at the top that's on blue, that will take you directly to BROTEP War channel. So make sure you click on it and subscribe, because it's gonna be fire.
Yes. See, I needed a channel. I think many of you have noticed my silence. The problem was I've been trying to market a few things, and the channel that I previously had, I still have it and I'm still using it. But the channel that I currently have, that's not this one I'm promoting, that channel called the N-Word Nerd, every time I come up with a video, it shows up on a litany of nerd network channels. And so I can't go in raw like I'm going to be going in raw in BROTEP Raw. So if you want the raw opinions on these specific topics, that's where you got to go. I need to see you guys show up, and Denise will be coming through, I'm sure, bro. Rad Tep, my bro, Rad Tep's gonna be coming through. Rakim, I hope it's coming through. You know what I mean? So no, I need you guys to go there. And as far as the topic, I can't say any more than have been already said by Rakim and Denise and Jose didn't say the things I was going to say, but he said he brought up very good points as well. But as far as my talking points, they already covered that, so I won't belabor those facts. However, I do want to say that all these different groups, I'm done with them. All the divestment, hold your own nuts. All right. All my own people, Haitians, who keep talking a whole heap of shit about African Americans. Y'all can hold your own nuts too. I'm tired of their shit. I've been arguing up the hill with them as well. I don't know if you guys there's no way you guys know this, but I've been arguing with them as well. All right. So that's that's the
I
whole
can
end of
only
that.
imagine.
Right. And I'm very happy to see many of our usuals in the chat section. Glad to see you guys again, and I hope you guys liked hearing from us. The wolf pack is back, right? So tune in again. Thank you very much.
Thank you, BROTEP. For tuning in. I'm gonna put you backstage real quick. I'm gonna say something. Well, no, don't go anywhere because you're gonna help me say goodbye to our public. But
No problem.
one thing I want to say before we go regarding this case, because I've seen people that are like, well, we don't know if she was doing it intentionally. Something that I mentioned in the chat section. If you pointed him out on the street, like she did, she pointed him out on the street, and let's just keep it real here. And she goes to the police station. They put him in a lineup, and they ask her with other men. They ask her which one she will pick. She picks one person that is not Anthony Broadwater. And when the police talk to her to appoint to him, then she said, "Oh no, yeah, it's him." She was coached to point him in the police station. That is known. It has been put out there.
Yeah,
That's what
any
she was
black man will do.
hiding. That's what
Yeah,
she was out running the canyons on the marathon, running away from all this scandal. Okay. So she did knew that she put that man, the innocent man behind bars. She knew that. That's how disgusting this lady is. I'm like, call her bitch.
Yeah, see that's the thing. Here's the thing that a lot of people have been missing that overlaps this case and the Ahmaud Arbery case. No one said, just like in the Ahmaud Arbery case, no one said that this woman had it out for a black man that day. Like, hey, I'm going to hem up a black man today. No one said that she went out of bed and had this as a goal. Just like the Ahmaud Arbery murderers didn't come out of bed and say, we're going to commit a lynching today. Woo! Nah. That's not what happened. What happened is that black life, black and brown lives, if Adam Toledo has anything to say about it, black and brown lives don't matter to these people.
Yeah.
She got victimized. I don't doubt that she got victimized. But at the end of the day, when they asked her, the attitude was any black man will do. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, it's like an empty parenthesis insert black man.
Wow.
No matter who it is.
Oh. Well, everybody's getting better shit than me tonight. That's usually my kind of shit. That shit is hot.
Everything is y'all's fault. Like I'm literally mesmerized. I can't believe it, and I'm fed up. So I want this to stop as well. And like I said, this lady knew I'm entitled to call her a bitch. She's a bitch. If you don't like it, well, you're a bitch too. Now, I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. Now, before we leave, BROTEP, like I said, if you want to see more content like this that is absolute fire, make sure that you go at the top of the chat section and you click in the link and subscribe to BROTEP War. Also, when you subscribe, make sure that you hit the bell for notification and you press all so that every time the BROTEP War is coming out and he's yielding the sword of intelligence and wisdom to defeat the beloved slow taps, make sure that you can go and watch him in action and don't miss a second.
That's what the fuck I'm talking.
Okay, so guys, before
Oh
we
shit.
leave in this beautiful Sunday evening, I want to remind you guys that tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern time, and 4 p.m. Central time. Tomorrow, we're going to welcome our special guest, screenwriter and actor Jacob Fuentes from Carolina, Puerto Rico, visits Latin Explaining for the first time. My dear friend is going to be here. And like I said, guys, you don't want to miss this special guest and special event on Latin Explaining. So make sure that you tune in tomorrow. Now, guys, without any further ado, is there anything else you want to add, BROTEP, before we say goodbye to our public?
Oh no, that was fantastic. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications if you're on any social media platform. There are new ones popping up like Twitter. Twitter has something called Twitter Spaces now. If you're on anything like that, go ahead and link back to our channels here. This is a nice community that's you're getting in on the ground floor with Denise's channel, with Rad's channel, with my channel, with Jose's channel, with Ramon's channel, right? So go ahead and get in on the ground floor. All right, that's it. That's all I had to say.
Okay, guys, this has been another episode of Latin Explaining with Denise. Peace.